there is a transformation available to you, one so profound it reconfigures the very pathways of your mind. It begins not by adding another piece of knowledge, but by choosing to see your entire existence, your struggles, your purpose, your peace, through a different, more powerful lens. What if the key to your future wasn't about gathering more external information, but about mastering the internal operating system that processes all of it? The ancient Stoics discovered that the most potent leverage point in a human life is not the world you observe, but the consciousness with which you observe it. This is about the architecture of your perception. Your mind isn't just a passive receiver of reality, it is the active sculptor of your experience. Marcus Aurelius, ruling an empire of chaos, wrote to himself, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." He wasn't just being poetic, he was stating a psychological fact that modern neuroscience now echoes. Your repeated thoughts physically wire your brain. Your consistent focus literally shapes your neural landscape. Today, we are going to explore a series of foundational shifts, called the mental protocols, that can rewire your brain for resilience, clarity, and unshakable peace. This isn't abstract philosophy. It's a practical manual for taking ownership of your consciousness. If you're ready to step into the most powerful version of yourself, one that isn't buffeted by external winds, but is anchored in unshakable inner ground, then this is your guide. Before we begin, I want you to activate this process. Type these words in the comments. I am the architect of my mind. This declaration is your first act of conscious rewiring. You're stating that your mental space is not a random happening, but a domain you govern. Protocol 1. Build your future from the unwritten script. Most people try to predict their tomorrow based on yesterday's data. They extrapolate forward from known patterns, from past successes and failures. The Stoic approach is radically different. You create your future from the blank page of possibility, from actions not yet taken. You don't predict the path, you lay the first stone. Marcus Aurelius emphasized power over the internal realm, your judgments, your assents, your values. The external world will unfold as it will. Your future is crafted in the forge of your present moment choices, especially the choices you make when there's no guaranteed outcome. This is the essence of courage, building a bridge while walking on it, guided by virtue, not certainty. How do you practice this? Start by setting intentions that align with your core character, not just with desired outcomes. Ask not just, what do I want to achieve, but who do I need to become to move in that direction? Then take the very first small, actionable step from that place of becoming. Visualize the process, not just the trophy. This mental rehearsal of action builds neural familiarity, making the unknown feel less daunting. You are not waiting for a map. You are becoming the cartographer. Protocol 2. Mentally rehearse your victory. The brain is a powerful simulator. It cannot always distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. The Stoics harness this through a practice that sharpens both performance and resilience. Before a challenging task, they would mentally walk through it, not just the ideal execution, but also the potential obstacles. They called this premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of difficulties. This isn't negative thinking, it's stress inoculation. By rehearsing how you will handle a setback, you deprive the actual setback of its shocking power. Your neural circuits have already run the simulation of composure. When the real moment arrives, your brain recognizes the territory. I've navigated this in my mind. I know what to do. In your own life, apply this. Before an important meeting, a difficult conversation, or a personal challenge, close your eyes. See yourself moving through it with calm precision. Now, introduce a hiccup, a technical glitch, a tough question, a moment of frustration. Watch yourself in your mind's eye, pausing, breathing, and adapting. You are programming your autonomic nervous system for poise. you are making excellence a neurological habit. Protocol 3. Master the alliance of mind and body. Stoicism never saw the mind and body as separate entities at war. They are one integrated system. Epictetus, who spoke of self-mastery, understood that a neglected body makes a feeble vessel for a strong mind, and a chaotic mind sabotages a healthy body. Your physiology and psychology are in constant conversation. To harness this, you must become a keen observer of this dialogue. When you feel anxiety, where does it manifest? A tight chest, clenched jaw, that's your body speaking your mind's language. Conversely, when you are physically exhausted or malnourished, notice how your thoughts trend toward pessimism or overwhelm. That's your mind reflecting your body's state. The practice is holistic discipline. Regular physical movement isn't just for fitness, it's training for mental fortitude. It teaches you to endure discomfort, to push through resistance, a direct metaphor for psychological resilience. Mindful breathing isn't just relaxation, it's a direct line to calming the amygdala, your brain's fear center. You are learning to steer the entire vehicle, not just the dashboard. Protocol 4. True power is self-knowledge. We chase knowledge of the world, of systems, of other people. Yet the most consequential territory you will ever explore is the landscape of your own being. Socrates' dictum, "Know thyself," was a Stoic cornerstone. Why? Because you cannot manage what you do not understand. The unexamined mind is a room you live in, but never own. This knowledge isn't about vague labels, it's granular. What are your core, non-negotiable values? What are your subtle triggers? Under what conditions do you make your best decisions? Your worst? What narratives do you unconsciously repeat about yourself? This requires the bravery of honest reflection, often through journaling. When you know your own patterns, your tendency to procrastinate when afraid, to become irritable when hungry, to seek distraction when facing a hard truth, you move from being controlled by them to having agency over them. Self-knowledge turns your psychology from a mystery into a tool set. You stop being a passenger in your own life and start being the navigator. Protocol 5. Your greatest obstacle is often you. It's a difficult but liberating admission. The most consistent factor in your limitations is not out there. It is the set of stories, fears, and habitual reactions housed within your own skull. Seneca pointed to this when he spoke of our capacity to lead the pack after being thrown to the wolves. The wolves are external. The leadership is an internal choice. How often have you been your own saboteur? The voice of self-doubt that talks you out of an opportunity. The perfectionism that prevents you from starting. The resentment that keeps you anchored to a past hurt. These are internal barriers, and they are the only ones you have absolute potential to dismantle. The first step is radical accountability. Instead of saying, "This situation is holding me back," ask, "How is my perception of this situation or my reaction to it holding me back?" This isn't about self-blame, it's about reclaiming power. If you are part of the problem, you can be part of the solution. Your internal world is not a prison sentence. It's a renovation project where you are the foreman. Protocol 6. Your inner world is a toolkit, not a trap. We often treat our thoughts and emotions as problems to be solved or suppressed. A thought arises, "I can't do this." We fight it. An emotion surges, anger, fear, sadness. We judge it. This creates an internal civil war. The Stoic reframe is profound. Your thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations are data and energy. They are instruments. A feeling of anxiety is not a command to crumble. It's a signal saying you perceive a threat. Your job is to assess the signal. Is the threat real and present, or is it a story about the future? The thought, "This is too hard," is not a truth. It's a piece of cognitive feedback. You can acknowledge it. "I'm having the thought that this is hard," and then choose the next action regardless. This is the practice of cognitive distancing. You observe your internal experience without fusing with it. You are the sky, not the weather passing through. By mastering this, you transform what once felt like impediments into a sophisticated internal guidance system. Your fear can point you toward what you need to prepare for. Your anger can highlight a boundary that needs defending. They become allies, not enemies. Protocol 7. Command your internal state. This is the practical application of everything we've covered. It is the daily discipline of intentionality. Marcus Aurelius wrote of having power over the mind. This power is exercised through tiny, repeated acts of choice. You choose where to direct your attention. You choose how to interpret an event. You choose your response. It begins with mindfulness, the simple, non-judgmental awareness of your present moment. From that place of awareness, you insert a pause between stimulus and reaction. In that pause lies all your freedom. In that space, you can ask, will this thought serve my purpose? Will this action align with my values? This command is built through ritual, a morning practice that sets your tone, evening reflection that processes the day, conscious breath when stress mounts. You are not trying to control the uncontrollable external world. You are systematically installing a governor on your internal one. You are ensuring your psychological and physiological resources work for your mission, not against it. Protocol 8. Joy is the fuel, not just the reward. We often treat joy as a distant destination, a prize for achieving growth. Stoicism inverts this. Seneca spoke of true happiness residing in enjoying the present. Joy is not the finish line. It is the very atmosphere in which growth becomes sustainable. A mind steeped in scarcity, fear, and grim determination will eventually burn out or break. A heart at peace is the most fertile soil for a life of purpose. Cultivating joy is therefore a strategic necessity. It is the positive emotional state that broadens your cognitive perspective, enhances creativity, and builds the resilience to face difficulties. How do you cultivate it? Through deliberate gratitude, through savoring small moments of beauty or connection, through engaging in activities that produce a state of flow where you lose yourself in meaningful action. When you prioritize moments of genuine contentment, you are not being self-indulgent. You are charging your psychological batteries. You are creating an internal climate where the hard work of growth is not a punishing grind, but a fulfilling expression of your capabilities. From a foundation of peace, you can strive without straining. Protocol 9. Reality is an inside-out experience. This is the core paradigm-shifting insight. Epictetus stated that we are disturbed not by events, but by our views of them. Every single experience you have is filtered through the lens of your beliefs, your past conditioning, your present mood. The world is not a fixed, objective reality that happens to you. It is a co-creation between external stimuli and your internal processing. When you fully grasp this, it changes everything. A criticism from a colleague is not an objective attack. It is a set of sound waves that you interpret. You can interpret it as a malicious insult, a helpful critique, or irrelevant noise. The event is the same. The experience is wholly different based on your internal lens. This means you hold the keys to your own experiential reality. By upgrading your internal software, your beliefs, your focus, your habitual interpretations, you literally change the world you live in. This is the ultimate empowerment. You stop trying to rearrange external furniture to feel better and start redecorating the inner room from which you view it all. Protocol 10. Craft the experience you want. If your experience is generated from within, then you are its author. Marcus Aurelius connected the quality of your thoughts to the happiness of your life. This is an active, creative process. You can design the internal experience that will best support the life you wish to lead. What is the emotional and mental tone of the person who achieves your goals? Is it focused calm? Is it optimistic determination? Is it compassionate strength? Your task is to begin generating that tone now in the present, regardless of circumstances. This is the essence of acting as if, not in a fake way, but as a neurological training regimen. Visualize not just the outcome, but the feeling state of your future self. Then practice generating echoes of that state today. Before you have the results, you can cultivate the resilience, the gratitude, the confidence. By doing so, you don't just attract different outcomes. You become the person for whom those outcomes are a natural byproduct. You build the inner container strong enough to hold the future you desire. Protocol 11. You are the author of your karma. The principle of karma aligns perfectly with Stoic cause and effect. Your actions, and more importantly, the intentions behind them, shape your future experience. Epictetus said, "Circumstances reveal a person to themselves." Your character, forged in daily choices, determines the quality of your journey. Taking radical responsibility for this is not a burden, it is the source of your agency. Every reaction you choose, every value you honor, every moment of patience or courage is a seed planted in the field of your future self. You are not a victim of a random universe. You are an active participant in a universe of relationships, where your internal state influences your external reality. Practice seeing your daily life as a series of moral and perceptual choices. When you choose patience over irritation, you are strengthening the neural pathway for patience. When you choose integrity over convenience, you are building a future where you trust yourself. Your past actions created your present. Your present actions are creating your future. You are always writing the next chapter. Protocol 12. To end anxiety, end passivity. Anxiety flourishes in the gap between what is happening and your sense of control over it. When you feel like a leaf in the wind, a mere accident in your own life, anxiety rushes in to fill that void of agency. Seneca's call to return leading the pack is a call to seize command of your inner narrative. Anxiety is often the fear of future suffering based on a story you're telling yourself. The antidote is present moment action rooted in what you can control. You can't control a market crash, but you can control your financial literacy and your spending habits today. You can't control another person's opinion, but you can control your own integrity and how much weight you give their view. The practice is to identify the specific fear, then immediately identify one small, concrete action within your sphere of influence that addresses it. Action displaces anxiety. By taking charge of your inner world, your thoughts, your focus, your next step, you shrink the space where anxiety can live. You move from being a character in a stressful story to being the author writing a story of response and resourcefulness. Protocol 13. Abundance is a state of being. Wealth is often pursued as an external acquisition. The Stoic view is that true wealth is first an internal condition. Marcus Aurelius noted that our souls take on the color of our thoughts. A mindset of scarcity, of not enough, colors every experience with lack, regardless of your actual resources. A mindset of worthiness and abundance opens your eyes to opportunity and generates creative action. Feeling abundant isn't about ignoring reality. It's about recognizing the resources you already possess. Your time, your attention, your skills, your capacity to learn, your relationships. When you operate from a foundational feeling of "I have enough to begin," you approach the world with confidence and attract collaborative energy. Cultivate this through a daily audit of your actual assets, not just financial, but psychological and spiritual. Practice gratitude for your capacity to work, to think, to feel. This internal sense of wealth is the magnetic core that draws external forms of wealth, be it money, relationships, or opportunities into alignment. You don't chase wealth, you become a person of wealth, and the universe mirrors that state back to you. Protocol 14. Empowerment precedes achievement. You cannot consistently outperform your self-image. Before you can do what you want to do, you must be able to see yourself as the kind of person who can do it. Epictetus advised defining who you wish to be, then doing what must be done. The empowerment, the belief in your own capability and worth, is the prerequisite. This is why faking it till you make it has a neurological basis. By acting from a place of assumed capability, you create feedback loops that build genuine confidence. Each small action taken from a stance of self-worth reinforces the neural network of empowerment. Start by identifying an area where you feel disempowered. Now ask, what would a person who felt completely capable and resourceful in this area do next? Then take that action, no matter how small. You are not waiting for external validation to feel empowered. You are using empowered action to generate the internal proof. Success doesn't create self-worth. Self-worth creates the conditions for success. Protocol 15. Healing begins with wholeness. We often think we must heal our wounds to feel whole. Stoicism suggests the opposite sequence. You must first connect to your inherent wholeness to facilitate deep healing. Seneca located our greatest blessings within. When you feel broken, fragmented, or deficient, every attempt at healing is like trying to repair a vase while believing it's just a pile of shards. You are not a problem to be solved, but a universe to be explored. Healing is the process of remembering and reintegrating your whole self. It begins with self-acceptance, not of your flaws as permanent, but of your existence as inherently valuable. From that place of foundational okayness, you can address wounds without being defined by them. Practice this through self-compassion. Treat yourself with the kindness you would offer a dear friend in pain. Engage in activities that make you feel integrated: mindful movement, creative expression, time in nature. You are not building wholeness from scratch. You are clearing away the debris that obscures the wholeness that was always there. From that solid ground, true and lasting healing becomes possible. Protocol 16. Love is the ultimate leverage. To love yourself is not narcissism. To love life is not naivety. They are the highest forms of intelligent alignment. Marcus Aurelius began his days by reflecting on the privilege of being alive. This love is an active force. When you approach yourself and your life with a fundamental attitude of appreciation and care, you create an energetic field that transforms your interactions and your resilience. Loving yourself means becoming a trustworthy guardian of your own well-being. It means setting boundaries from a place of self-respect, not resentment. It means nourishing your body and mind because you value the vehicle of your existence. This love generates a positive internal effect that then radiates outward, affecting every relationship and endeavor. It is a practice. Notice your self-talk. Is it critical or encouraging? Notice how you spend your energy. Does it reflect care for your future self? This love is not a soft emotion. It is the strategic foundation for a life of strength and positive impact. From a heart at peace, you can engage with the world's chaos without being consumed by it. Protocol 17. You are a conscious essence on a human journey. This perspective elevates everything. The Stoics viewed life sub specie aeternitatis, under the aspect of eternity. Epictetus reminded us we are actors in a play, but the director, nature, logos, the universe, provides the context. Your human form, your personality, your current circumstances, these are the temporary costumes and setting. The conscious awareness experiencing it all is the permanent essence. Grasping this fosters profound detachment from the petty dramas and a profound engagement with what truly matters. Your mistakes are not fatal. They are lessons for the soul. Your successes are not your ultimate identity. They are expressions along the path. This view dissolves existential anxiety and cultivates a calm, purposeful presence. Live from this expanded identity. When faced with a trivial annoyance or a monumental challenge, ask, from the perspective of my eternal consciousness, what is the growth here? What is the loving or wise action? You stop identifying solely with the temporary role, the employee, the parent, the victim, the hero, and start aligning with the timeless observer who is playing all roles for the purpose of evolution. Protocol 18. See the web of life and step fully into it. Isolation is an illusion of the ego. Marcus Aurelius wrote of the interconnectedness of the hive. Your existence is a node in a vast living network. Your thoughts affect your biology, which affects your actions, which affect others, which affect the world. To capture life is to consciously participate in this web with curiosity, contribution, and awe. This means moving beyond a transactional view of relationships and endeavors. It's not just what can I get, but how can I contribute to the health of the whole? This shift from extraction to contribution is deeply fulfilling. It aligns you with the Stoic ideal of living in accordance with nature, which is a nature of interconnected cooperation. Practice this by seeking to understand before being understood. Practice generosity of spirit, offering praise, helpful feedback, or simple presence. See your work not as a separate task, but as a thread you are weaving into the larger human tapestry. When you live from connection, you capture the richness of existence because you are no longer a separate fragment trying to grasp it from the outside. You are the richness expressing itself. Protocol 19. Capture the vital force, not just the facts. At the end of your life, you will not be measured by the data you accumulated or the trophies on your shelf. You will be measured by the quality of your vitality, the love you felt, the courage you showed, the peace you cultivated, the joy you experienced. Seneca warned that poverty is not having little, but craving more. The essence of life is the life force you consciously capture and channel. This means prioritizing experiences that make you feel truly alive over acquisitions that merely make you appear successful. It means choosing a challenging growth opportunity over a comfortable stagnation. It means savoring a beautiful moment with full presence rather than documenting it for an audience. Ask yourself regularly, in this moment, am I accumulating or am I living? Am I gathering proof of a life or am I experiencing the vital pulse of existence? Redirect your energy from the periphery to the core. Capture the essence, the awe, the learning, the connection, and you build a life not of impressive length, but of profound depth. Protocol 20. Harmony ends suffering. Your core suffering doesn't come from external events. It comes from the internal war between what is and what you think should be. Epictetus advised focusing on what is within your power. Harmony with yourself is the practice of accepting reality as it is, while using your power to act virtuously within it. When you stop fighting against the unchangeable facts of a situation, a past mistake, another person's behavior, a temporary loss, you conserve immense energy. That energy is then freed to focus on your response, your attitude, your next creative move. You stop misidentifying with the stories and illusions created by your resistant mind. Cultivate this harmony through daily acceptance exercises. Each morning, mentally rehearse accepting whatever the day may bring, not with resignation, but with the readiness to meet it with your best self. When you are in harmony internally, you are no longer easily disturbed externally. You have found the eye of the storm, and from that stillness, you can see everything clearly. This is not a one-time listening experience. This is an operating system update. You've been given the code to reprogram your perception, to take command of your inner world, and to craft an experience of life grounded in peace and power. These protocols are your new mental habits. Now I want you to solidify this shift. Go to the comments and type that phrase once more with conviction. I am the architect of my mind. You are claiming your creative authority. You are stating that your brain, your thoughts, and your life are not fixed, but are clay in the hands of your conscious will. If this resonated with you, if you felt the possibility of a quieter mind, a stronger spirit, and a more intentional life, please like this video. It helps Stoic Mindset Mastery share this transformative wisdom with others who are ready. Subscribe and hit the notification bell for weekly guidance on putting these ancient principles into modern practice. Share this with someone who is tired of being at the mercy of their own thoughts, who is ready to build a mind of peace and purpose. Remember, you are not here to suffer through life. You are here to consciously experience it, to grow through it, and to contribute from a place of wholeness. Your mind is your universe. Govern it wisely. Until next time, stay grounded, stay conscious, and build your inner citadel, thought by deliberate thought.